so in this video I'm going to show you how to create the Ferris wheel animation for the Ferris wheel images that we created in the previous video. So I'm going to start here. I'm using Adobe Animate. So I'm setting up the width and height at 640 times 480, and the frame rate, normally people set up the frame rate to 30 FPS, but for our case, since we are not going to do some very detailing animation, so I'm just going to set it to 10 FPS. Okay, so I'm just going to create this. Alright, so now, okay, this piece. Okay, so first thing first, we want to add in all our parts from the previous drawings. So I'm going to go to File, Edit. Wait a second, where is it? Okay, here, File, Import to Library. Okay, so I'm going to import all of these except for the Ferris wheel PNG. Okay, so I'm going to deselect that. Just now, in the previous video, I forgot to show you how to do the beam blue, red, and yellow. But these are pretty simple, where you just need to change the color of the outline or the color of the stroke. So instead of using a black stroke, here we use a blue stroke, red stroke, and also a yellow stroke. Okay, so going to import all of them here into the library. So this is your library. We can view it here. Okay, so you can see it here. And also, same as your Illustrator, you may rearrange the layout of your Animate. So here, I do not want it to be docked over there. I'm going to dock it to the right side there. Okay. Hide it like that. Or I can expand it or make it thinner, just like that. Alright. Okay, nice. So for this one, I can dock it down there. Make them all go down so it won't take too much space. Okay, done. Alrighty, so now if you go to, okay, so this is where we can view the timeline here. So just now, since I set it as 10 FPS, so that's why you can see here 10 frames for each second. So if I want to make it until 6 seconds, I'm going to take up until 60 frames. Okay, so frame by frame is for each frame you can actually allocate a different object or modify your image to look differently. So if you need your image to change constantly, you may need to add more frames per second. For example, if in 1 second here, I can only add up until 10 different position or 10 different images or 10 different shapes or changes to my objects in 1 second. So if I need more changes within 1 second, I need to add more frame per second. So which is why here I set it only for 10 FPS because I'm just going to do a simple animation. So I do not need to put it into too much detailing. If your work needs to be more complicated, require it to be smoother, more complicated, more refined, then yes, you need a higher frame per second. So for this case, 10 frames per second should be more than enough. Okay. So now, what I want to do is, since for our animation, what we want to do is, we want to make this gondola to circle around, and also the wheel also moving. So for our wheel, we want it to rotate clockwise a full cycle for 6 seconds. But during these 6 seconds, our tower going to remain the same. So here, there are 3 things that are moving. 3 things that involve in our animation. The tower part going to remain static. The wheel part going to rotate for a full cycle in 6 seconds. And then for each our gondola, they are going to rotate a full cycle for 6 seconds as well. Okay, but they are not going to rotate. They are just going to move along the wheel for 6 seconds. Okay, so how to do this? So we're going to do the simplest part first, which is the tower. So I'm going to rename my tower. I'm going to rename the layer for our tower. Rename it tower. And I'm going to add in the tower to our frame. Okay. Okay, once done, now I'm going to add a new layer, and this new layer is where I'm planning to put my wheel. So I'm going to name it as wheel, and I go to library and add in the wheel. Okay, so here is the wheel, and to make sure that everything is properly aligned, I may want to make sure that my guide is on, and if you want, you can also see the rulers. Okay, show the rulers and also show the grids if you want to. I think it's a bit distracting, so I'm not going to show the grid. And I just allowed to snap a line only. Okay, so now, there you go. Okay, so there you go. Alright, so now I'm pretty happy with this arrangement already. So I'm going to put it down a little bit. You can also make this, if you want it to be really center, you can take out the guide, put it there. Okay, so you can align make this at the center. And this one. Okay, looks nice already. Alright, that looks pretty okay already. So I'm going to take off the guide. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to rotate my wheel. So what I'm going to do is I want to rotate it until 6 seconds at the 60 frame. So I'm just going to insert a frame there, insert a blank frame. So you can see that suddenly the tower is gone. Why? Because we are currently viewing the view at 6 seconds. So at 6 seconds, the tower got no frame here. The tower only have one single frame at 0.1 second here. So if you want the tower to appear all the way until the 6 seconds, you can just right click at the 60th frame here and insert frame. Insert frame will just insert a blank frame, meaning that it will just copy the object at the first frame until the 60th frame. So that's why here it appear like a blank square there. Alright, okay, so next is we want to rotate our wheel. So you can select your wheel, then go to insert motion tween. So you want to create a motion tween. So yes, you have to convert this symbol first. So just click OK. Once it's being converted, you can see that the whole bar turned into yellow color, meaning the tween will happen throughout this yellow color. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to rotate it. So what I do is click on this wheel and the tween, go to properties, and you can see rotation there. So I only want to rotate it one time. Okay, direction I want it to be clockwise, and that's it. Done already. Very simple. So to test this, all I have to do is I have to come up here, and you can see here now this frame no longer contains a empty square, but it turned into a black diamond there. Why? Because this is to say that each of this frame now contains different images. As you can see now, when I click at 2 seconds, that is how it's going to look like. At 3 seconds, it's going to look like that. At 4 seconds, like that. 5 seconds. So if I try to drag this red cursor here, then I can somehow get the idea what the animation is going to look like. So let's try to play this. So you can see that it's actually rotating clockwise. And even though you may feel that it's moving like more than one circle, it's actually just make one circle. Okay, so let's try to count this. So focus on this beam here, and we click play. So we can see that this beam is moving and is going to make one full circle stop at 6 seconds. Alright? So done for the wheel. So now what we want to do is we want to make the gondola to move around as well. So I'm going to add a new layer here, and I'm going to name it G-Mag for the magenta. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the gondola magenta and put it at the very top here. Okay, so can you see it? Why is it important to have different layers? So that it will be very easy for me to organize my parts together. Alright, so now as you can see, my G-Mag currently do not have any twins, no yellow bar here. So what I can do is I can go to insert. Okay, I have to select my G-Mag here, go to insert and add motion tween. Okay, so I need to convert this symbol as well. Click OK. So now what's going to happen is I want at 5 seconds the gondola to be here, and at 6 seconds it's going to be there. So it's okay, go to 5 seconds. Alright, and just insert keyframe position, because now the position is different. So insert keyframe position. So I'm just going to drag it and put it there. Okay, so I want it to look something like that, for example. Okay, so now at 6 seconds it's going to be there. It's okay, let's not worry about the 6 seconds yet. So let's go to the 4 seconds. At the 4 seconds, I want it to be here. So just drag it. Okay, everything will follow suit. Alright, so at 4 seconds it's going to be there. And at 3 seconds, it's supposed to be here. Okay, and at 2 seconds it's going to be there. Okay, and at 1 second it's going to be there. Okay, so at 6 seconds it's going to be back up right there. There you go, a full cycle. So now if I play this, you can see that my gondola does not move does not move very smoothly around the wheel. So what I can do is I need to move each of these points to make them a nice smooth circle. So what do? I can make sure that you select this selection tool. Okay, so when you do selection tool, just make sure that it's a full nice circle like that. So you can just drag it. If you want to change it, you can do so. Put it there maybe. Okay, so second. Okay, so just drag it, drag this, drag that. Okay, and drag. Okay, so supposedly done already. Okay, now I'm just going to select my towel to view my towel from there, because I do not want to see the path just now. So I'm going to click play. So you can see now it seems like our gondola move around the wheel. So you can just repeat the same thing for the other gondola. Right, so just make a new one, G green. Okay, this time around, let's not play around anymore. Okay, so go to library, gondola green, put it there. Okay, right. Then go to insert, motion tween. Okay, so at 5 seconds, it should be right there. Right, and then at 4 seconds, it should be right there. Just drag it. 3 seconds, should be there. 2 seconds, it should be right there. 1 second, you should go there. Okay, so that's that. And at 6 seconds, should be right back up. Okay, so now what I want to do is so now what I want to wait a second. At 6 seconds, it should be right back at its original place. Okay, so now what is left to do is just to drag this to make it smoother. Okay. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Okay, go back to here, build a tower, and then play. Okay, so there you go, there you have it. It doesn't need to be perfect, as long as it seems like it's moving around the wheel. Okay, so next thing to do is we add on G. What is the next color? Red. So we add on G red here. Library. Gondola red. Put it there. Okay. Insert motion tween. Okay. So here at 5 seconds. Should be there. At 4. At 3. Two. One. Okay, and 0 there. So at 6 seconds, it should be back at its original place. There you go. Alright, then all left to do is make this smoother. Okay. So you may have some other ways of doing this, but this is the most straightforward way that I could think of. Okay, so after red we have blue. Wait a second. Okay, we have blue here. So what I want to do is add in the blue gondola that there. Oops. Okay, then go to insert motion tween for this one as well. So at 5 seconds, the blue should be right there. 4 seconds should be there. 3 seconds should be right up there. 2 seconds should be somewhat there. 1 second should be right here. More or less. Then at 6 seconds, it should be back down there. Okay, then again, smooth things over. Two more gondola and we are done. Okay, so that's that. Done for that part. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Don't forget to save. I forgot to save. Okay, so save it, yeah, save it. I'm just going to save it at the desktop just because I already have this copy actually. So I'm just going to make this F wheel anim. Okay, and just save it. Alright, so now I'm going to continue with a new layer. I'm going to call this GCM. So I'm going to put in a cyan color here. Go right there. So it's going to start right there. I'm going to insert motion tween again. Okay, so at 5 seconds, it should be down there. 4 seconds, it should be right there. 3 seconds, drag it over there. 2 seconds, go there. Okay, at 1 second, should be there. Okay, and 0 second, it should be there. So at 6 seconds, it should be back where it starts. Okay, so done that. So next thing to do is just to drag this to make it a smooth circle. Okay, there you have it. Now the last one. Okay, so save this. Create a new layer. Call this G yellow. Alright, so go to your library. Drag and drop your gondola. Okay, so this is the yellow gondola. However that you want it. Okay, so then what you need to do is insert motion tween again, and at 5 seconds your yellow should be here. At 4 seconds it should be right there. At 3 seconds you should be right there. 2 seconds, go there. Okay, at 1 second, be there. Almost. Then at 6 seconds, it should be back where it starts. Okay, alright. So once done, again the same process. Hope you're not getting sleepy. Okay, so we are almost done. We are almost done. Done. Okay, once we are done, you can go back to the first frame, and I do not want to see the path, so I just select my towel. I'll select that, and you can just play to see. So there you go, it's moving around the wheel. Alright, for 6 seconds, nicely done. Okay, so now for the final touch, at 6 seconds, the wheel must change the outline color to red. After that, the color will change every second for 3 seconds to yellow, blue, and then finally back to black. So what you want? So at 6 seconds here, the wheel, okay, here, it starts to change. Supposedly, if I want to change the wheel, I should add on the frame even before I add the motion tween, otherwise it's going to be complicated. But it's okay, since we can still change it. How? Just add a new layer, and you can call this wheel change. Alright, so the thing about wheel change is that it starts off at a different time. Okay, so the wheel change going to start at this time frame. So let's move it there. Okay, so it's going to be blank until this frame. So at this frame, we are going to add on the beam red. So I'm just going to put it right on top. So it's changing to red already. So now I should add on here. Insert frame. Yes. So we just insert frame there. Okay. Insert frame. Insert frame. So what I can do is, I can also insert frame here actually. So I'm just going to insert frame. No, if I insert frame there, I cannot add any more objects. Okay, so I'm just going to insert frame here as well. Okay, so it's going to be a blank frame there. And as for this frame, so at 7 seconds, I'm going to change it to beam blue. So I'm going to add a keyframe here. Insert keyframe. So library, beam blue. Okay, so put it on top. Alright, and then add, oh, this one is actually yellow. So remove the blue one. I want to add a yellow. Okay, so add in the yellow. This one I'm going to delete. I'm going to add in, wait a second before I delete that. I shouldn't delete that. Okay, put in the yellow first. Alright, and then arrange it to the back so that I can. So if you don't delete this part, it's also okay, but I just couldn't let it go. I just need to delete it. Alright, so for 8 seconds, you can add another keyframe. Okay, so for this one, you can add in the blue one. Okay, add in the blue one on top. Alright, again, send backwards, so you can delete the yellow one right there. Alright, then it's missing. It's okay, later on we'll check that out. So for this part here, oh, I forgot to add at the top part. It's okay. So for the wheel change here, now back to normal. So I'm going to insert keyframe again. So here, back to normal, beam metal. Alright, so send this to back. Okay, I'm going to delete the blue one. Alright, so I'm done with that part. Okay, so for the top part, don't forget you need to insert frame. Insert frame. So I don't need it here actually. Okay, so click keyframe there. So now I think it's already good enough. So let's try to play this just to see it. Let's click somewhere. Power, click somewhere else. Okay, go. So the magenta should stop at 6 seconds at the top. Stop. Turn, turn, turn. Oops. Okay, so we have to make sure that this one actually do not go there. What I can do is I can select them and remove frames. Remove frames. Okay, so it's going to stop right there. Okay. Alright, so let's play this again. Play. 6 seconds. Tick, tick, bang. Done! So that's it for your animation. Okay everyone, hope you get that. Until the next video, bye!